Hello.
Oh. There we go. Hey,
Hello.
so this is gonna be short and sweet for today. I have
Okay.
done very little since we last spoke. I'm actually doing stuff this week, but
Okay.
I did just merge a big PR. It was like just a mega branch merge on the tool, so it's runnable now. You just go npm run landscape, or
Yep.
npm install npm run landscape, and you'll have the data set. I'm in the middle of generating reports, and I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Um, uh, in the tag operational resilience leads, we're getting slides ready for KubeCon,
Hmm.
and there will be a slide for this, um, as well as some of the other initiatives,
Yeah.
um, because it sort of bridges the two. Is there anything that you're going to be doing in the tag security and compliance meetings where you're going to want some slides and or like milestone one, here's our findings, like some kind of
I
like
mean,
flashy.
yes.
What's
If
the
you want
date
to,
for that and how much time do you want to fill in that talk?
it
So
was
I
probably
can,
going to be one slide.
I would expect.
Um,
Okay, so do you want some talking points and are you guys in your own leads meeting? Do you have a date
I
for
mean,
that
Brent
deck?
and
Like
I are,
for us, it's this week. We want to have end of
yeah.
this week our deck lockdown. But what about for you?
Um, I think Brent and I are playing a little bit looser. It's the two of us primarily who are doing it.
Okay, sure.
Um,
So you might have more. Well, that's good. Then you can take more late breaking changes. I'll have some exciting ones. I'm very excited actually about something that I got working over the weekend. So,
did you manage to find more S bombs?
oh yes, yes,
What
yes.
was the route to finding them?
Well, it's still primordial, and I need to like finalize it and run it on the actual big data set. But the route is to look at all of the GitHub workflow steps
Okay.
and put them in a big table.
Okay.
I'm actually building a graph with Ladybug because
So
it's
that's
faster.
fine.
But looking through those for invocations is sort of a good presence. Just for the presence of any of the massive amount of tools that we're scanning for,
Hmm.
rather than to just say like the first iteration was like these tools exist, but like just have
Yep.
like a big list of workflows and where they go. And then you can kind of in a targeted way make subsequent GraphQL queries to get like the last full run or something. And you can actually process them and get right down to
Sure.
binaries. But so
Okay.
it's like a good like iterative like narrow the focus because it's just too much to go through.
Yeah.
And it get and yes. So the other thing that worked was I added a persist files flag so that like some of those intermediate files, like all those
Hmm.
files I'm slurping down via GraphQL, yes, they're in a database. Yes, if you know how to go query for them, there they are.
Yeah.
But it was also useful to just dump them to JSON and just like grep through them and be like, where
Yes.
does SPDX exist? And it's like, so like
Yeah.
I'll have in short order like the projects that I mean it's in the database now. I'm just building out some
Hmm.
reporting and Jupyter stuff. If you want to nerd out for a minute, I can tell you something I'm exceedingly exciting about that's going to help us answer a lot of the other questions that we want to answer, including the basics, a lot
Okay.
faster than just using DuckDB and SQL. Um, but
Sure.
are you familiar with KuzuDB? KUZU DB?
No.
Do you know what Cypher is?
Yeah.
The language. I mean,
Yeah.
not with an I, with a Y.
Yeah.
So DuckDB is to SQL
You'd
as
mentioned that. You'd mentioned
Ladybird is.
Kuzu
Yeah,
or yeah.
yeah. And since I'm already generating Parquet, and since I'm already generating DuckDB, you can just do
Hmm.
like in memory data transfer. Obviously,
Yeah.
so like you can like have all your nodes and entities like projects and tools and workflow steps. Like you can model whatever you want very easily in Cypher. And to populate them, like the Ladybug the Ladybug DB friendly way, which is you make a node schema basically, and so there's a big table of all. So it just makes an in-memory like bloop. So like with this tiny little utility, we could just suck in all of the data, and be like, and then you can write
Yep.
neat little Cypher queries that are like, show me all the projects that use, tools ranked by, and show which tools are used together a lot, right? So we can say like what groups of tools, what forms the toolkit, and does it vary by this or that or the other thing? And since we already have the landscape data from the
Yep.
CNCF about sector and not just like what tags it under, but like, all the categories, the subcategories, all the other junk in the landscape,
Mhm.
um, we can slice it and dice and provide some pretty cool, like this is what the ecosystem looks like, which I think is the right thing to report out for KubeCon. And then I'll say secondly, um, the fact that we can both look at like pattern matching, but also semantic data by viewing it in an actual graph, as I've been yammering about, lets us uh, incorporate other data really easily, and has legs. But moreover, it can inform like sort of for example, I think I mentioned it in tag security compliance, but
Mhm.
I think it'd be cool to be able to put up not a leaderboard, but
So,
provide some data about like, here's things that are generating SPDXs or generating SBOMs or generating other artifacts, but are not reporting it in security insights, and then auto-generating the security insights files or PRs for them
mhm.
would be a trivial thing to do, or at least a skeleton one, right? Or if there's an existing one, patch it with like the actual SBOM information that we found, and then they can validate, did we find it? And it's just
Yeah.
like, it makes it like a easy one-click yes across the CNCF projects, and they'll go, oh, and some subsets, maybe some of them will engage more. So that's one thing. Second, I'm following up with the document from the Istio folks. I'm trying to remember her name. You would know her name, but she put together the
Lynn?
primer. No, she put together the primer of how Istio implemented the bomb tool, which
Okay.
I'm also following up with Jeremy Rickard on this
Yeah.
week. We're finding some time to talk about Kubernetes tooling and where to go find all of those SBOMs for Kubernetes, and to what degree they are understood and organized. But I think the combination of DuckDB and LadybugDB lets us slurp them in real fast, as well as the full results of Guac. So now we can start working backwards, get Guac working, build the enriched graphs, but we can also report on the ecosystem and look before we leap, and just kind of it feels like I now see a full path. So I'm feeling better about saying, okay, milestone one can be, here's what we know, right? But in a more substantive way.
So,
So
so
that's,
um I'm also noticing that we're having to do a lot of effort in order to track these things down.
yep. Well, yeah.
Um, and it would
So
be
some of that was
difficult to
learning curve
expect.
as well for me,
Yeah.
like being new to some of like, oh, there's a security insights thing. I still have a couple tweaks to do. Like right now, I have a
But
shared
but
security
you're
insights data
looking
model,
through
but
all the workflow files for a project in order to figure out how they generate SBOMs and whether they
no,
generate
I'm
SBOMs.
proposing that can be done next as one approach.
Okay.
But what I am saying is that I've got like full text search searchable, all of the workflows for all of the repos that comprise all of the projects. And so like it's upwards around 1,000 repos now. And so that actually is quite a lot of files, but they're all available for like a quick full text search SQL query, or a graph query if you want to go that way.
Sure.
But at least we can actually like make like the to-do list, like, okay, well, these 40 projects are clearly generating SBOMs
I
somehow, so we could go look at them. We don't have to automate everything, but it winnows down
I
what's.
was attempting to make a different point.
Please let me mute
The
myself and continue.
the point was that while we seem to be making progress and getting results, um, it's not reasonable for most teams and projects to go through this effort in order to get the results that we're getting.
Teams and projects that want to make SBOMs, or teams and projects meaning initiatives that are trying to do things? Like, are you talking about initiatives, or it
I'm
shouldn't be?
talking about end user companies
Oh, I see. Okay.
who would like to validate their supply chains.
Yes. I mean, for them, they're gonna come to this with like, I'm either generating S bombs or not. And so like that persona is not gonna need to do this for sure, one would think, but would want to do this if they're using CNCF projects, because then they can say, okay, I know I'm using these 5 projects. So
I mean,
boom, boom,
if
boom, boom,
someone
boom, boom, boom,
had a
one query, and then
database,
like blam, there's this, there's the all the supply chain security, like
if someone had a database that gave you the pointers, they would be
right.
happy to use it.
Right, but I will
The
say
process.
95% of the data in this little database I've been building
Mhm.
is worthless. It's like the findings from them, and it can be thrown away. It can even be an in-memory database. I'm finding files to be a little more handy for bigger
Yeah,
stuff. Um, like when you pull in like all the GitHub activity happening for those projects,
yeah.
like then you start wanting this in-memory representation. You care more than we care for this initiative. But for sure, I'm not suggesting that those end users want that level of detail, but I think I think there is some stuff that is probably useful because
I'm not saying it's not useful. I'm saying it's unreasonable for them to try to acquire this on their own.
to acquire.
To find all these S bombs on their own.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no,
Like
this is like a
if I were
yes, this
working
tool that
at
I'm writing is for the initiative. It's for
yeah,
me and for anyone who wants to play with it. But again, yes, like
but
it's how I,
we had an aspiration at the beginning that um we could basically have a set of instructions that people could go boom, 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 and get their own guac instance with all this data loaded.
and I
And
think that that is now the case because now we have at least what data exists and a start, and then that can be augmented. Like if people make more security insights files, then the GitHub action or the cron job runs one more
if
time, and
if
then now they're
people
in there
had
too.
security insights files,
Right. So, but
then this would be easy and feasible to do.
well, I think it is because we do have a critical mass. So we can show them how to do it. We
Hmm.
actually do have the homework done so that they can run it locally. The
Hmm.
problem has been what to put there and what's actually interesting. And so when we talk about it at KubeCon, like, hey, there's
Yeah,
this new project. Does your project have a security insights file? Oh my
yeah.
gosh, why not? Run this little thing and you could get it going yourself. Like maybe instead of like opening PRs in people's repos, maybe we make a dumb little npm package that they go npm install, make it groovy or whatever. Or you give and
I
then
think
it
PRs
will
to
do it.
people's
But
repos
I
is
think
much
PRs to
more
people's repos is the right direct way,
plausible.
but my point
Yeah,
is like if we make it, if we gamify it, so like, hey, that's really cool. Why isn't my stuff there too? Then we like then we just say like, fill out your stuff. It's not like it's a
right.
carrot. They get something.
Yeah,
So that's the approach I think. So I think we
but
do. It is possible.
that might be a milestone too.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Do you
Milestone one
remember
is
how I
here.
said that I didn't want to
Yep.
define a milestone two until we'd gotten through
Yep,
milestone
I'm
one?
glad you said that. Milestone one
This
is
is why.
definitely yeah. So okay. So here's my proposal. Since this initiative
Yeah,
is like right now, it's you and I, and I'm sure Jen and Brant would agree. But milestone one is here's the state of the ecosystem, and I would say milestone one ends when the KubeCon decks are ready to go because like milestone one in my mind is we have found some interesting things, and now we can actually look at what's a milestone two. Right. A milestone two would be, actually ingest all of these and see what that looks like. Or ingest one of them, but whatever. Like, um, yeah, I have not made any movement on the open telemetry stuff because I haven't talked with Ella Lita yet, but I will be conferring with her and others
yeah,
um, to do something similar like what I'm doing with Jeremy on the Kubernetes side, so that we just get like boom, a whole bunch of stuff as well, all at once. And then lastly, Mario and I will be syncing up in the next week or so. He actually would like to talk. I'm suggesting we talk in Amsterdam at Maintainer Summit since the CFP closes in a little while. Um, we talk about what the CNCF at Mario is doing if he had
yeah.
proposed it, um, and what and this initiative should have some milestone more than 2 outputs by then. So
Hopefully.
Yeah, and it's a maintainer talk that we would pitch.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in doing that with me, I
I'm
think that
probably
would be
not
really
going to
cool.
Amsterdam.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to Atlanta, so I'm telling
Yep.
myself as a goal, I'm going to Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
also used to live an hour from there for 3 years. So um, I want to visit some old friends as well. But yes, that's most of what I had. I have some
Okay.
more reading to do for the
Yeah.
CRA list. Um, um, yeah, but
I would, my 2 cents would be that the CRA stuff seems less necessary and impactful than the tracking down S bombs right now.
oh gosh, yeah. I'm not saying it's a
Great.
priority. I just
Yep.
as we're not walking through a project board and we're not using a lot of process because I don't think it's warranted yet, but it needs to be soon. I just wanted to make sure that that's not forgotten because that was another thing we pushed that out to December-ish, right? So,
Yeah.
um, cool. Are you going to be in Atlanta? I'm
I am going to
assuming.
be in Atlanta.
Okay, cool. I don't know what kind of virtual presence is possible.
Yeah.
Um,
It's okay.
At the last minute, I could take it upon myself to drive down there, but I just, with what I have going on in my life right now, I'm not sure I can road trip to Atlanta for a week right now.
That's fine.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. All right, anything from your side or that you want to talk about?
I've been doing completely other stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, I've been doing some TypeScript, but
yeah, TypeScript has been new to me for this. I'm actually kind of liking it. The spread operator's handy when reshaping data and stuff,
yeah.
but at the same time, I find, what do you think? I mean, I find myself running back to not doing
it's
things in TypeScript and using SQL and
it's
stuff.
fine. But
Yeah,
I mean, SQL is a different thing.
it's a different thing. Yeah,
Yeah. It's good to have a whole set of tools in your tool belt.
indeed. So cool.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I'll let you
but
get back to it.
yeah, yeah. Um, great. Okay.
Okay. See you.